Hi guys, so today we're going to look at box plots. So a box plot represents data distribution using 5 key numbers. Skewed data is displayed using a box plot. So we're going to use the following data to create the 5-number summary and sketch a box plot. So question 1, the following data set represents the number of animal crackers in the snack size box. And we need to find the 5-number summary. So the 5-number summary is the minimum, the maximum, quartile 1, the median or quartile 2, and quartile 3. So quick note here, the median may also be listed as quartile 2. Alright, so just like when we were finding medians the other day, your numbers need to be arranged from least to greatest. So the numbers from least to greatest would be 34, 45, 47, 48, 48, 49, and 50. Once your numbers are arranged from least to greatest, it's really easy to identify the minimum and maximum. So the minimum in this scenario would be 34, and the maximum is 50. Now we need to find the median and the other two quartiles. So to find the median, I'm just going to cross off from the left and right side until I'm left with a middle number. Alright, and we are left with 48 as our median or quartile 2. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and circle the 48, that way you don't use it again. And we are going to find the median to the left side and the median to the right side. That'll give us our other two quartiles. So if I cross off 34 and I cross off 47, I'm left with 45. That is quartile 1. And I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. So I'm going to cross off 48, I'm going to cross off 50, and I'm left with 49 for quartile 3. Now I'm going to go ahead and plot these points. So my minimum is 34, so I'm going to put a point right before 35. My maximum is 50, so I'm going to put a point there. Quartile 1 is 45. The median is 48. And quartile 3 is 49. Right, and I'm going to go ahead and connect these so that I can create box and whiskers. Right, and it should look something like that. Number 2 says the following data set represents the number of hours a small candle will burn. Right, so we're going to arrange these numbers from least to greatest. Once they're arranged from least to greatest, the minimum is 7 and the maximum is 19. Now we're going to start getting our median. So I'm going to cross off my numbers till I'm left with a middle number. And you should get 11 for your median. Right, we do the same thing on the left side. So I'm going to cross off to the left and right of 11. Alright, I'm left with 9 and 9. So that means the median would be to the right in the middle of these. But since they're both the same, if I did 9 plus 9, that's 18. And if I divide it by 2, it's going to bring me back to 9 because they're both the same. So our quartile 1 is 9. And same thing with quartile 3. I'm left with 15 and 15. So that would be right in the middle, which would bring us back to 15. Right, I'm going to go ahead and plot these. So my minimum is 7, which would be between 5 and 10. My maximum is 19, which would be right before 20. Quartile 1 is 9, so I put a line at 9. The median is 11. And quartile 3 is 15. And I'm going to go ahead and just connect these the best I can. Right, it should look something like that. Alright, so in this situation we have the box plots and we are asked to answer some questions using those box plots. So question 3, what is the median time for both courses? So remember the 5-number summary. So we have the minimum, the maximum, and then we have quartile 1, 2, and 3 inside the box. So the median would also be quartile 2, and that is this line in your box plot here. So for Florida, it is 10. And for Texas, it is right after 10. I would say it's about 12. So for Texas, it is 12. All right, which course appears to be more difficult? Right, that would be Texas, because there is a larger range. All right, a participant finished in 14 minutes in Texas. What can you conclude about that participant? So if we're looking at 14 minutes in Texas, it would be right before 15. So we could say that it is above the median, but less than quartile 3. All right, I want you to try this one on your own. So you're going to need to arrange your numbers from least to greatest, then find the 5-number summary for Republican and Democrat, and then I want you to create the box plots here. All right, this is what your data should look like. Check your 5-number summary. Be careful here when you have 2 numbers left in the middle because you just want the middle number. So I was circling them before so you have your median and you don't cross them off again. But just be careful because if it's in the middle, then you would still cross off on the left and right. So if you made that mistake, go ahead and fix your work and then fix your box plots and move on to the questions. All right, question 7 says, what is the difference in measure of center of voters who voted Republican versus Democrat? So our measure of center would be our median. So we're going to subtract the 2 medians. So for Republicans, the median was 49.5. And for Democrats, the median was 36. And when you subtract those 2, you get 13.5. All right, question 8 says, determine the variability of voters who voted Republican and the variability of voters who voted Democrat. So that is where most of your data lies, and that is going to be the box part of our box and whisker. So it's going to be the 3 quartiles. So we're going to take the quartile 3 and we're going to subtract quartile 1 from it. So for Republicans, quartile 3 is 60, and we're going to subtract 40, which is going to give us 20. And then for the Democrats, quartile 3 is 42, and we're going to subtract 28, and that is going to give us 14 as our variability. How is the difference in centers related to the variability of each party? So in number 7, we got 13.5 for our difference, and that is really close to the variability of Democrat voters.